Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Nicholas Persakis, Football Channel, and welcome today to the match review of Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Of course, it is the day later. I've been a little busy, couldn't get it out yesterday. A few things to do with work and a few homework assignments to get finished, but just wanted to get it out. I didn't want to dilly dally, 'cause if I didn't get it out, I might never have gotten it out, and that's the last thing I want to do is not get a video out right now. So overall, let's get over the compass of the game. We did draw. We dropped the last game of the home stretch. In a way, you could be thinking, oh, that means we didn't play well. That means things didn't go our way, which in certain aspects, yeah, certain things that in this game didn't go our way. But the thing is, it was an amazing game. In essence, it was an amazing game. You had back and forth play. The first half almost it was like snooze fest almost in some ways. There's certain goals, like there was I think it was on the line, they cleared it off the line or didn't go over the line fully. Forrest had their chances to take the lead, but it was 0-0 going into halftime. So both teams were in it to fight. And then we came out the second half looking like last year, Chelsea. We didn't look like we were ready to get into the second half and get a win. They came out and scored almost immediately off a set piece. Chris Wood got in the back of the net, but then not much time later, Noni Madueke, like he was doing in the first half and second half, he came up and he scored a brilliant goal. Not much pace on it, but it hit the bottom left corner of the back of the net. And then after that, it was basically just goalie showdown. Who wanted to make the better saves? I think Robert Sanchez came out on top. Outside of the maybe the one that Matt Sells made when Palmer put it in the, I think he shot it. He hit that amazing touch, but then he shot on the left side. I think that I think he made the second save after Palmer shot once too. So that was ridiculous from Matt Sells. But overall, man, overall, Rob Sanchez took the cake off with that, especially with the last save of the game. He basically had the back-to-back saves in that 3 minute period, but the last one from the Jota Silva header that he just it's a ground ball header too, and he somehow tips it over the bar or on the side of the bar. He was shell shocked. And I think everybody in the stadium was shell shocked. You saw the fans, the Forest fans, they were all celebrating as he was heading it because they thought it was going in. So did everybody else. Chelsea fans were shocked how he made that save. And Robert Sanchez continues his inconsistent stretch after having a brilliant game to having a really bad game and then having another brilliant game like yesterday. So we'll get into obviously rings and everything in just a sec. But overall, I mean, I'm not totally disappointed. Of course, I said I think it was either 3-1 or 2-1. I think I said was going to be it. I think it was 3-1. I said it ended up only being 1-1, but you know, we're still in fourth place in the table. We're averaging 2 points per game. And compared to last season, we're miles ahead of where we were. Miles ahead. Absolutely miles ahead. It's not even a question. We've only lost one game. We've drawn two. We won four. You know, we're going into a game where I really wish we won this game for the reason being because we won 4-4 and we would have gone to Liverpool with a huge win stretch, knowing that we're about to play a very tough team. Liverpool are in first place right now. It's only by 1 point, but at the same time, they're in first place. So we got to be up for the competition, and I think this is one that we needed to get the victory. We didn't get it, but it's not something that anybody should panic over or be upset about. I think that it's a good way to build going into Liverpool. And I think that Enzo Maresca is only going to build these players more over this international break. So let's get into the source score preview. So as we look at it, you see, I mean, we were the dominant team in this one. Most of the match momentum was in our favor, but that was going to be the case. Most of how Forrest has played this season has been letting the teams come at them. Their defense has been great. Matt Sells has been great. And what we saw out of Murillo, who it doesn't give him a very high rating, but I thought Murillo was great. I thought Milenkovic was great. I thought the entire back line did a great job in this one. But, it's one of these games where you had to break down the low block, and Chelsea haven't been able to do that. So, you know, it's just a further proof that we need to keep building off results and trying to get better because, teams like we did beat Forest last season. We lost in this result last year. Last year we lost to Forest. I think it was only 1-0 or something. But we lost this home result to Forest last season. It's an improvement. It's a draw. It's not a win, but it's a better result than what Liverpool got at Anfield this season. They lost 1-0 to Forrest at their home field. So it's a good result in essence because we get a better result at home than Liverpool do. Of course, I'd rather see a win, but at the end of the day, it's still points. And both teams had opportunities to win this game. I understand that, but you can't take away that it was a great game. So going further down, let's look into these overall ratings and stuff. So going across the board, Sanchez, impeccable, my player of the game. Palmer got it on SofaScore, but I think you really only can give it to one player, that player being Rob Sanchez. There's a close second with Madueke. I think Palmer, all three of those guys are the only guys you can give it to. But I don't think Cole Palmer, I think Cole Palmer's SofaScore rating is a little too high. You could give him a little bit, you could give him maybe like an 8 something, but I think that an 8 is kind of crazy. But overall, he was amazing. Easily the third or second best player on the team, you could say. But getting back to Rob Sanchez, I feel like saved us. He is the reason we win this. That we get a point in this game. He is the complete reason why we get a point. You know, who knows if Jorgensen does the same things? I don't know. I do not know if he does. But in essence, the tip bar over save is crazy. The one on Nico Williams, that save is crazy. If he doesn't make those two saves, we're done. With 10 men against us, we were probably actually, there's a better chance if they had 11 guys on the field, they would have kept playing the way they were before, meaning that we might have gotten a goal back. We could have won this game if they had 11 guys in the field, but they had 10. They ended up playing basically with like 6 guys in defense for the entire time after James Ward-Prowse got that red. Like, it was nuts. Impossible. Like, you're asking an impossible task for teams to break that shit down. But Rob Sanchez, my player of the game, he needs to keep the playing time going, and he needs to keep showing us that he is this level of goalie. So I'm very happy with it. Cucurella, I think this it wasn't the worst game from him, but in essence, I think you could probably say this was his worst game of the season. But like, it's crazy to say that because he's been so good. In this game, he wasn't horrible. And the fact that he got a yellow card and it suspends him for the Liverpool game is so annoying. But the fact that he got that card how he did was ridiculous. I mean, Nico Williams pushes him into Enzo Maresca, which causes a scuffle, and Cucurella gets a yellow card for nothing. So, and then Levi Colwill, he was great today. His passing and overall, I mean, let's look at him. And I also want to pull up Marco Correa. You can kind of see he was getting in some of these central positions here. He was getting further up the pitch, but again, I think when we look at Malo Gusto, I think we'll see that he played more of that inverted role. But let's get rid of Cucurella. And we look at ground duels. Didn't really win many ground duels. He needs to win all of his aerial duels as a center back. I think that's a guaranteed one. I mean, look at his pass completion, 94%, almost all his passes. Long balls, completed a lot of long balls. Levi, I thought, was great today. His counterpart, Wesley Fofana, you can kind of see he played more of that right center back role. When it comes to aerial duels, very not bad. Ground duels, half, probably honestly a little better than that, but passing was also a little bit worse. But I think that Levi was great. I don't think Wesley was that bad. Wesley with Fofana also getting that yellow card right at the end of the game does also suspend him for that Liverpool game. So Tosin most likely will be filling in that spot. So it's a little unfortunate, but we got to make do. Most likely, what'll end up changing from the lineup that played today to the lineup that plays against Liverpool is that obviously a left back Renato Vega will probably be coming in, and Tosin will coming in at center back. Most likely that's it. I'm not sure we'll see anybody like Romeo Lavia come in, or I mean Reece James might be back. That's such a rough stretch, but he's got 12 more days or whatever it is to recover basically till then. So Amalo Gusto, yeah, you kind of see he was basically playing more of that inverted player on that right hand side. Um, Ground duels, he didn't really win any aerial duels, and when he lost possession a lot. Complete pass percentage was not bad. His crossing was really bad. Long ball was really bad. It gives him a 7.3, but he wasn't spectacular. Of course, he had that shot too at the end of the game, but that was more of a Matt Sells made it look good. Enzo Fernandez had like a 20-minute stretch in the second half where he literally could not keep the ball at all. He couldn't cross in the ball. He couldn't take a touch. He was really at the end of that game. I don't know how they gave him a 7.4. This was not the greatest game. I mean, he did complete three long balls, didn't complete a single cross, did have 2 key passes from where he's at. That's pretty good. But in essence, like, not bad for his ground duels, aerial duels, whatever. But some of his stats were good, but don't get me wrong. But by the eye test, when you're in game and you watch that second half, dude, he was not good. But overall, I thought him and Caicedo, this was probably one of their worst 2 games together. Especially when you look at Caicedo, 8 of 3 or 3 of 8 from ground duels. That's not good. Long balls was not successful either. From him, that's not the greatest. Jadon Sancho, I think the entire front, these three guys, I think were basically the guys who got it together today. I mean, you look, dribble attempt success, 3 for 3 for Jadon Sancho, 4 of 5 from ground duels. When you're an attacking player like him, 10 possession loss is not the worst thing in the world. I'm fine with that. His accurate passes needs to be a little bit better. He did have 3 key passes, which is great. They're showing that type of playmaking ability. Palmer in that spot, he had 6 key passes. That's incredible, dude. Incredible. Passing percentage was pretty good. He has 7 xG and didn't score on it, which is so unfortunate. Won 5 of 6 of his ground duels. That's really good for a player like him. Like, really good game. Madueke on that right hand side. We know how he was playing in this one. 3.35, took a lot of shots. Can I see how many shots he took in this game? Shots off target, he had 4. Oh my God. 2 on target. So he had a total of 7 shots in this game and only scored 1. So I love when you people shoot the ball because it shows that you're, urgent to get the ball in the back of the net. But sometimes you have to decide when's the right shot and what isn't. He also had 3 key passes in this one. So he was very good. 3 of 5 for dribble success is pretty good. He won a lot of his ground duels. More than half his ground duels is very good to see. And then Nico Jackson up top played a lot of this time actually getting the ball back in. Um, Dribble attempts was good. Had a .5 xG too. He didn't score it, but was pretty good accurate passes wise. When half his ground duels, I don't really care about ground duels in certain positions, but when it comes to certain players, I thought Jackson was okay today. Nothing special. Then you get to the bench. I think that the one guy you look at here, and if I had to say anything about any of these players, the standout player actually was Mihailo Mudryk. In his 14 minutes he came on, dude, you know, he was incredible. Absolutely incredible from Mudryk. He had, I think this key pass was that cross he made to Nkunku, who basically was right in front of the net header, and Sells made an unbelievable save. But that Mudryk's cameo in that one running was amazing. I think that, when you give him these type of performances and he performs the way he does, I think that he's only going to get better. But it's about playing time with him. And, this is something that he's got to keep doing. You know, Obviously he didn't have enough time to get a bunch of passes across, but that one cross solidified my thought. I'm like, wow, dude, that was a great. He's moving so fast, and the way he just gets the ball right where it needs to be is just perfection. It's perfection. He puts it on a plate. If Nkunku just places it somewhere else that's not close enough to the goalie, it's a goal. It's a goal. It's a complete goal, and we're not sitting here a little upset. It's 2-1 and we're all happy. It's not, though. It's 1-1. Mudryk doesn't get rewarded with an assist, and Kungo doesn't get rewarded with a goal. But the rest of the bench, João Felix could have scored a header as well, somewhat late in the game, but again, he puts it wide. In my opinion, that needed to be a goal too. You're too good of a quality player not to. But I get you're not good at heading, but at the same time, I think it was too quality. Getting into overall statistics, we were the most possession team, but that was going to be obvious before the game. Our XG was miles ahead of theirs. We had more shots than them. They did have more big chances than us, so it just shows how creating chances and stuff is a little different. Um, we had way more corners than them. Both goalies did their thing when it came to making saves. When it comes to shots on target and everything, both teams had their fair shares, 9-8. So, like in essence, you could say either team deserved to win this game. But based off XG wise and stuff, like expected goals, I think we had the quality of our chances were better. I really wonder what those goal chances XG were. Like the Nkunku one, like what was the XG on that shot that I had from Nkunku? Overall, I mean, really brilliant stuff. We'll talk about it's a group effort in this one. Of course, we didn't come away with the win. The guys were not happy about it. We saw it firsthand at the end of that the game. I think Kukurea said not the result we wanted, but we push on. Most guys are gonna be they're gonna want to think they're gonna be wanting this game back, and they know they probably could have won this game, but um, you got to fight through it. You got to fight through it, and the guys will definitely come back better. We'll see how it gets to this Liverpool. You could see Liverpool here in first place. They've conceded 2 goals in 7 games. Of course, they have like Arnie Slot said, they haven't played a big team yet. They lost against current the team we just played and drew. But they haven't played anybody else that's super massive in the table just yet. So we'll have to see what we could do against them at Anfield. But they've been amazing. They've been scoring goals at a pretty decent ratio, but they haven't been conceding anything. So we'll see if that has anything to do with it going into this game against them at Anfield. But that's it for this SofaScore pretty. So let me know what you guys think. I'm pretty sure, I like I said, I'm not upset with this result. I'm not upset with it. I think that, I would have everybody likes to win. There's always going to be games that you felt you could have won, and I think this is one of them. Both teams deserve to win in a way. I think that we might have deserved a little bit more, but um, you know, when it comes to the last season, I like to think of improvement. And when I look at last season to this, of course, we lost this fixture and then improving to a draw to a much superior Forrest team than last season, might I add. With, of course, they had a lot of similar players, but I think that Nuno Espirito Santo is the right coach for this type of team and what they're trying to do. Because I think that this low block and the way that they just play counterattack, I think that just fits this team so well. So I think that it just makes sense that this team is performing the way it has. They're just such a hard team to beat. They've barely been conceding goals this season. But we do stay in fourth place because of Villa drawing to United, a result that I thought they were going to win, but it looked like it was a boring ass game. I didn't watch that one against United and Villa, but it looked like it was a boring ass game. Um, Other news, John Duran also got re-signed there today, or he signed a new contract. So we fumbled that bag. We absolutely fumbled that one, but not enough on him. Overall, I'm okay. We're doing fine. No need to panic. We go into this next one against Liverpool, and I'm expecting, a decent result in that one. Of course, they're flying. We're flying. Who's going to get the better of one another? We'll see then. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you guys then. Peace.